Hello there. I am back again, getting towards the end of the meeting. Hope you've had a good one. I'm back with word of the month this time. Let's uh, let's open it up and see what we've got. Just to remind you from last month, the word was the word that exists in all human languages. Can you remember what it was? You've almost certainly used it this month. It was huh, huh. Um, Sort of universal repair word when somebody says something you're not quite sure what they've said or you're not quite sure what they meant in the whole phrase, then we go, huh? And that's universal pretty much across all languages. So your challenge was to use the most common word in the world, the universal word. I'm sure you did at some point during the month. So what is the word of month for July? Well, I've gone with metonymy. Metonymy. Um, so do you know what metonymy is? It's not the weather. It is, in fact, when you use a word, a metonym then is a word that's used to represent something else. So, using the name of one thing to mean another thing with which it is associated. So, a metonym, or you're using metonymy. Let's have a look at some examples. So, Shakespeare is a metonym. So, when we say we're studying Shakespeare, we usually don't mean that we're studying the person in that picture, his life and times. We usually mean that we're studying the plays that he wrote, his works. And certainly if we say we're reading Shakespeare, we're not reading the person in the picture, we are reading the plays that he wrote, the works that he did. So Shakespeare is a metonym where we're using it to describe something else, as is all swans belong to the crown. The crown being not an object that you place on your head. And we did look a few months ago at where the word crown came from, but the crown meaning the royal family, the crown estate, royalty in general. Is it true though? Do all swans belong to the crown? Do you know the answer to that? The answer is pretty much all unmarked mute swans in open water, which is most of the swans in the country, do actually belong to the king now. Nearly said the queen. We've got a king now, as we found out. So the crown is a metonym. So why have I chosen that as the word of the month this month? You're wondering. Well, because going back to our previous theme, Wimbledon is a metonym. Wimbledon is an example of metonymy. There it is. If you Google Wimbledon at the moment, you won't find Wimbledon is a place in London. Um, so everybody knows that. Maybe Jerry doesn't. But Wimbledon is a place in London, a district in London. And if you Google or whichever search engine you use Wimbledon at the moment, you won't get a picture of the place in London. You'll get lots of pictures of tennis, because that's what we associate it with, certainly at this time of year. The place itself, there it is, southwest London. The etymology of that, and we looked at etymology of place names last year, is Winman's Dun. So Dun being a hill and Winman being a person. So it was Winman's Hill, if you like. So that's where it comes from. But we use it now to mean the tournament. When we say Wimbledon, Andy Murray won Wimbledon in 2013. He won the tournament. With the Wimbledon in that means the tournament, or the gentlemen's singles part of the tournament anyway. And it also means the venue. She's playing at Wimbledon. I'm going to Wimbledon tomorrow. We mean the venue. We mean all of the courts together. We're going to go and visit that particular place, not the district Wimbledon, but the tennis, or as we know, the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club is what we mean by Wimbledon. So Wimbledon is a metonym. And if you're getting to Wimbledon, probably the best way to get there is on the tube. Wimbledon is on the district line, so you can either go underground, overground, and I'm hoping that most of you are a little bit ahead of me at this point. I'm sure you are. And I'm sure Jerry is wondering what on earth a womble is. So, Jerry, if you're on the call, those are the wombles. They're fantastic. Part of my childhood. Bernard Cribbins, Mike Batt doing the theme tune, underground, overground, wombling free, and there they are playing cricket. I couldn't find a picture of the Wombles playing tennis. I couldn't even get AI to create me a useful picture of Wombles playing tennis. It didn't seem to be very good at depicting a Womble, even though it knew what they were. But anyway, word of the month for this month is metonym or metonymy. So your challenge is to look out for metonyms, see if you use any. There are a few around, and if you Failing that, be a womble and pick up some litter for recycling. So there you go. Word of the month, metonymy. And I'll see you in person in August. Hope you've had a fantastic night. See you soon.